RageRock.com presents
The Hidden Track.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of The Hidden Track here on RageRockRadio.com. This is Matt Connerton, and I'm sitting here with a couple of guys from Red Right Hand. How are you guys?
Good.
How are you?
Yeah.
Good. Well, it's good to have you here. You guys were the first band I ever interviewed on the Metal Classroom,
Yeah.
the show that preceded what we call The Hidden Track. And so it's really cool to have you guys here. And there's been a lot happening with Red Right Hand since we last spoke.
Yes, there is.
A new album and another new one coming already, and all kinds of
correct.
stuff.
That's
A
correct.
new old album.
New old album.
New old album, yeah. I definitely want to talk about that, but let's touch on the current disc first. Plotting Your Death, I believe, is the name.
Yep, Plotting Your Death came out in January this year. We're
Okay.
still out there promoting it, still in stores. Plotting Your Death, what else can we say about that, Pete?
It's a very ominous title.
Yeah.
And I must tell you, quite the provocative album cover.
Yes. Banned from Adult Swim it
Banned
is.
from Adult Swim. I don't know how that happened. They don't ban much, but they banned
Yeah.
our album cover.
They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do the commercial.
Well, what's the story behind that, the backstory with the commercial? You sent out an ad and they wouldn't play it, or what happened?
Yeah, we actually took ads out for sale of the record on the local cable network.
Uh-huh.
And, we knew the cover was a bit over the top. We knew it when we did it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons we did it.
Right,
It's
yeah.
strictly, it's why not? And well, the local office looked at it and said, well, not only is this a commercial about metal music, but look at this cover and look at
Right.
the ad, and they kind of didn't want to give it the okay. They screened it and said, well, let's send it to corporate,
Right.
and they sent it to New York down to corporate to screening. And this whole thing, it slowed everything down by weeks, too,
Sure,
to have
sure.
this
Oh, must
commercial
have,
on,
yeah.
too. And we were just going to have it played on Sci-Fi, Comedy Channel, and Adult Swim.
Comedy
And it-
Central. Yeah.
Yeah, Comedy Central? Did I say Comedy? Yeah, Comedy Central. I'm sorry, Sci-Fi, Comedy Central, and Adult Swim was the third one we were looking at. And it came back from corporate saying, yeah, you can do it on Sci-Fi and Comedy Central, but not Adult Swim,
Right.
which is pretty bizarre.
Yeah, that is.
Wait,
yeah.
yeah, it is.
We won't stick it between South Park and Robot Chicken because it's too offensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Family
Like,
Guy and
hello.
all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So
It's pretty weird.
Yeah, we didn't question it. We
Yeah.
didn't question it.
Yeah. But that's cool. But at least you got to play it on Comedy Central and
Yeah, absolutely.
Sci-Fi. So, can you describe the album cover for our listeners who
The
are
album cover.
curious?
It is a
Every married man's fantasy.
yeah, yeah. It is. It's a picture of a mass murderer, or whatever you want to call it, a psycho killer that has a woman gagged and bound to a chair, and is basically it gives the premise that he's ready to kill her. It's her turn, and that's the cover.
And
That's
he-
the cover.
and-
Thus
and
plotting your death.
And she has tape on her mouth.
Yeah,
and
she's got
Her eyes.
yeah,
duct tape on her
yeah.
mouth and over her eyes.
There's some
and-
names scrawled on the wall, and most of them are crossed
Crossed
out,
out.
except for one.
Right.
Right.
You get the impression it's her.
So
Yeah.
you kind of look at it, and some people's first impressions is like, I wonder if these guys have any hobbies,
Right.
that kind of thing. So,
So how's the disc doing at Walmart? Or did they pass on it?
yeah. They passed. They passed.
Now this is your second release
It's
of
actually
Red Right Hand, or
it's the second Red Right Hand release, but it's the third full length album.
okay.
The second full length didn't get released.
The second
right.
full length was an abandoned project until now.
Okay. Okay.
This is the new record. It's because of it too. It's 2 records in 1 year, 2 records within 6 months. Well, the new record, which is titled Finger Paint, which is coming out in July, was recorded 10 of the 11 songs. Is there 11 songs? Or is there 9 songs? Anyway, all except for one song,
Yeah.
was recorded back in 2002. The project, because of various things, because of personnel changes, because of directions that we were going, the project was just abandoned. It was just discarded almost at the end of completion.
Really?
I mean, literally, it was done.
Really?
Yeah, and we just said no, this isn't us anymore, and we took a different direction, which is like Plotting Your Death. The music-wise and stuff, not necessarily the cover, because the cover on Finger Paint is kind of demented too, but probably not as offensive.
Really?
The cover of Finger Paint is, I guess you could call it a demented clown painting a wall with a severed hand.
Really?
That's the name, Finger Paint.
Okay.
And but that's okay. You could probably put that on Adult Swim.
Sure,
but,
sure.
Well,
Well, when you have a clown in Finger Paint and
exactly.
no one's about to be murdered,
no.
so
When it's past tense, it's fine.
It's, yeah,
If
right,
it's
exactly.
upcoming, then we can't have
You can't
that.
have that. You
right,
can't show
right,
that. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, Plotting Your Death, is it all the current lineup, or is it a mix of lineup? I mean, sorry, not Plotting Your Death.
Yeah.
Finger Paint?
Finger Paint. Finger Paint is there's one song on it. There's actually the Slayer cover is the current lineup.
Okay.
The
What Slayer track do you do?
Black Magic.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Which we've been playing for a while, which is usually one of our opening 3 songs.
Oh, really?
in the
Yeah.
set. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We just kind of barrel with it.
Yeah.
The first 3 songs are usually power, and then we go off from there.
Sure.
But the other musicians on Finger Paint are myself, Chris, and Jimmy on
Okay.
vocals and drums.
Yeah.
And a bass player, one of our older bass players, Tony Mann.
Okay.
So, and then, one of the reasons is because the way we were changing the personnel, we just discarded the whole thing.
Sure.
A number of reasons, we started picking some of those songs back up, bring them into this new lineup.
Yeah.
What are some of the other reasons we decided to put it out? We were going to just press it and have it at shows if people wanted to buy it. That's
Sure.
the only thing we intended to do with it.
Right.
With our new distribution at Metro City, they kind of came up saying, well, we should try this, and
Yeah.
go with that. And it seemed like a good idea, so we're going to put it out.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. If you got a batch of great tunes, might as well get them out there, regardless of when they were recorded or what the lineup was.
Exactly.
And the
And
fans will
the
appreciate
tunes
it.
are good enough to bring back, and we
Sure.
actually, even before we decided to put it out, we were bringing some of those songs back. There's always been like 4 or 5. It's almost a transition album.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing about it. There's some of the songs that didn't make the first album that are on it, and you can call them fillers or call them whatever you want. We thought they were good enough to record, but they didn't make the first album.
Sure.
you know?
Sure.
And then there's 4 or 5 songs that we wrote of that era. And those are the strong songs on the album,
Yeah.
And, after 10 years or almost 10 years, you go back and you listen to it and you go, why did we never put this out?
Right.
This
Exactly.
doesn't sound fucking bad at all. Why the fuck did we never put this out?
Good recordings.
Yeah.
too.
Really? Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and here's the cool thing about Finger Paint. I wouldn't say, because of the Slayer song, it's not 100% analog, but it's 99, 98%
Really?
analog recording.
Yeah.
And you can listen to that. You can listen to Finger Paint. You can listen to that. You can listen to any digital recording, and you will hear the analog texture in that. It's hands down.
Yeah.
It's
Drum
fantastic
tones,
drum sound.
drum
Fantastic.
tones are
And it's
amazing.
all with the analog tape. It's all with saturating the analog compression on the tape. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. For our listeners who don't know maybe the difference, analog, of course, it sounds warmer and
Much warmer, more ambient.
Mm-hmm.
I want to saturate your analog compression, baby.
and that was Hammer who said that, not me. Just so we know. Just so everyone's
Just so
clear
we-
on
come
who
out
that
with
voice
that.
was. I think that's probably Hammer's way of saying let's play a
I
tune.
see in this new studio, there's no microphones around Hammer anymore, so he can't make little snide remarks.
That's
from
right.
the back. I'm your father, Luke.
That's right. I forgot to mention.
Where's
isn't
the Darth Vader bowl? That's fucking awesome, man. That's fucking thing's great.
We saved that for another program.
Yeah,
I did neglect to mention though, we're in this cool new setup here, this new studio here at RageRockRadio.com.
Oh man, this is like, I feel like I'm in the presidential suite, man.
quite
I
the
sit in these
upgrade.
couches. You sink in a seat, got microphones that come over your fucking head here.
It's
and shit.
spacious,
Fucking-
isn't it?
Yes,
Quite,
it is.
Quite comfy.
It's a glorious
Yeah,
facility.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, let's play a tune, and you guys can pick. We can play something from Plotting Your Death. We can play something from Finger Paint. We can do whatever you want. What do you guys want to play?
Well, why don't we play the Slayer tune? Because that's from Finger Paint. Let's get all 5 of us.
Oh,
Do
nice.
that.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, do the
All
Slayer
right.
cover. This is on the new album, but this is the current lineup,
Okay,
and then we'll play something else from it. Maybe.
so
but-
this is from Finger Paint.
absolutely
Okay, so here it is, and I'm sorry, what song is it again?
Black Magic Slayer cover.
Black Magic by
Yes.
Slayer, as performed by Red Right Hand here on RageRockRadio.com.
RageRockRadio.com,
American Metal Radio.
the heaviest place on the internet.
Trying to find that special instrument with great service? Indie Music Store in Milford, New Hampshire has what you need. 603-673-2733. New and used instruments, sheet music and books, student rentals, trade-in and consignment. Owned and operated by Jeff Harrington, a custom drum maker who specializes in drum sales, repairs, and restoration. Indie Music Store, located at 307 Elm Street in Milford, New Hampshire. 603-673-2733. Or visit them on the web at indiemusicstore.biz. Indie Music Store, independent store for independent musicians.
Looking
Looking to amp up an event or party? Call Loudkeeper Sound.
In New Hampshire, 603-289-1409.
Indoor-outdoor concerts, festivals, public address speaking, conference meetings, outings and
parties and more.
603-289-1409 or on
MySpace at myspace.com/loudkeeperaudio.
top quality sound reinforcement for all your event needs. Drumlin Down Studios. Located in the foothills of New Hampshire Seacoast, Drumlin Down Studios is a state-of-the-art recording studio for all your recording needs at prices you can afford. Call 603-580-5339 or visit Drumlin Down on the web at drumlindown.com. No project is too large or too small. Call 603-580-5339 for information. Drumlin Down Studios.
Mongolians? What the hell are you doing here?
Mongolians. I pray
Are we
around.
rolling?
Are we rolling?
Welcome back to the Hidden Track. That was Black Magic by Slayer, as performed by Red Right Hand. Very cool, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that's on Finger Paint?
That's going to be out on Finger Paint, correct.
And when does that come out?
Blah, blah, blah. July. July. The second week of July. What date is that? Freaking Bill had it on the calendar. Remember? He wrote it down last night? Shit.
Up till
The
the 14th?
second week into July. the second week of July. All right, here we go.
14th, I want to say.
I want to say the 14th, too.
So we'll
God
go.
damn
We'll
it.
go with that. Yeah, July 14th.
Yeah.
Or July 14th ish.
I'll confirm that in a
Okay.
second.
July
16th?
50th.
Oh, the
How's that?
50th.
Is that good?
The 14th.
It is July 14th.
It is the 14th.
Cool. So, what?
You got a vagina? What?
Thursday.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know what's
vagina?
going on with Hammer. Ooh, I think Hammer has a secret vagina.
The
You know
secret.
what I mean?
Uno, dos, tres, catorce.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 14. Hello.
Hello. I hate that song.
Me too.
So yeah, U2's kind of gay.
I
But
said me too.
oh, right, you're gay.
Is that a YouTube cover band?
Hammer just came out on the
Me,
Hidden
me
Track.
too. It's a YouTube cover band.
Hammer's YouTube cover band.
Me too.
Me too.
Well, let's what do you guys have coming up for shows? You want to talk about in Red Right Hand? Anything coming up?
Other than your show, we don't have anything booked.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know you
We
guys.
did the last shows we had booked this past weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next one is June 27th at Millie's Tavern. here in-
but there'll probably be something that comes up in between then too.
Okay.
But the only one that's on the books right now is June 27th.
June
down at
27th at Millie's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Right here in Manchester, New Hampshire, and
We did we did the Southern New Hampshire tour, me and Pete, this weekend. We had Pete DiMaggio shows and Red Right Hand shows this past weekend, and that's why we're sitting here going, oh, like this. We're
Right,
still
right,
recovering
yeah.
from the fucking things.
You guys had a busy weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, speak.
The Southern New Hampshire tour.
The Southern New Hampshire tour.
Two-night only world tour.
2 night only.
That's a little bit bigger than what we were talking about earlier about the Elm Street tour that we know somebody does. regularly, who was on some national program a few years back.
Where can I get a T-shirt from the Southern New Hampshire tour? You have those on the site?
No, we don't. But you can get T-shirts from us anytime.
Nice.
Come to my house.
Absolutely.
Will you
You guys could have got them last night when you were there.
Go to the
Yeah.
go to the website. I'm sure you
Yeah.
could hook it up
Did you
there.
see the merch booth when we walked in?
Oh yes,
Yes.
you're right. I meant to stop there.
Yes.
The store.
I left my wallet in the car.
Yes. We're actually in the process. We're doing new shirts right now, and actually,
Cool.
they're not going to be T-shirts. They're going to be long sleeves. The new
Really?
shirts, and we should have those in a week or two. And then we're doing a video, and we're not even sure what the video is going to be yet, but we are planning on doing a video.
Uh-huh.
We're not sure if it's going to be a Finger Paint song or if it's going to be something else. If it's going to be live. Myself, I'm opting, but it'd be a little bit of a lot. It'd be a lot of work. And I don't know how anyone's really up for it, but I like to do a concept video of God Said for Finger
Really?
Paint.
Yeah.
But it'd be a lot of work. It'd be a lot of
Yeah.
work to do it the way I want to do it.
Yeah.
And if we couldn't do it the way I want to do it, I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't
Right.
want to cheese it out.
It's a great premise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that track. The lyrics are hilarious.
Yeah. and we'd basically be acting the whole thing out. It'd be
Yeah.
it'd be the story.
That would be great.
It'd be the story. We'd be acting the whole thing out, and I've scripted it years ago.
Really? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone digs it, but it'd be a lot of freaking
Sure.
work to do it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if like I said, if we couldn't do it right, I wouldn't want to even bother doing a cheese version of it.
Right.
I'd do something else.
Yeah.
Might as well do like a live video or something, or some other kind of video or something.
Sure.
But we are in July. to help promote Finger Paint and obviously to help promote Plotting Your Death, which is still only 6 months old.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a video. We're going to do another round of commercials on
Cool.
TV and stuff like that.
Good.
We'll do some radio
Yeah.
stuff like that too.
Excellent.
The whole freaking bit.
Excellent. And we can find Red Right Hand online where?
RedRightHand.com.
That's easy.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely. RedRightHand.com.
And when you were talking about the Southern New Hampshire tour, as you called it, you also mentioned Pete DiMaggio, who is sitting
Correct.
right here, of course.
Yep.
And tell us about that project.
Go ahead, Pete.
It's going well. We're just trucking along, playing a lot of shows. We're in the middle of recording a new album right now.
And the full name of the band is actually Pete DiMaggio and Kit Nibble,
And
correct?
Kit Nibble.
And Kit Nibble
It's an
stands
acronym for Kicked in the Nuts by Love.
Yes.
For those that have a vagenda.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, right now we're recording a new album. And, you know, the first album didn't have the full band on it. It was just me.
Sure.
It was just me. And then, you know, I
Literally, you did everything?
I played everything on the
Nice.
first album. I decided, you know, maybe I want to try doing this stuff live. So I got a band together. We've been playing for a little over a year. Oh, yeah, about 15 months now.
And Tim plays bass in
Tim
that
plays
band,
bass
Correct.
Yeah.
in my band. And, yeah, so I actually have the full band recording this album. So it's a little bit of
Oh,
a
cool.
departure,
Yeah.
sound-wise, from the first
It'll
album.
give it a different vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the band vibe.
Yeah.
Because even the songs from the first album that we do live, it has the band vibe. I mean,
Yeah.
the integrity of the song is there. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
But you know, you're adding the influence of 3 other musicians.
Yeah, it
Right,
was all me
right,
and just
yeah.
all my
Yeah.
vibe on the first album, whatever I thought, you know, and now you
Right.
get 4 people's energy going into it. Makes the songs different little universes.
Is it
compared to what
easier?
they were.
In terms of, I mean, obviously it's less for you to do, but is there also a trade-off in that you're kind of having to give up a little bit of how it would sound if you were doing it yourself, or how do you feel about that?
Well, the thing is, I wasn't doing any of it live myself, so it kind of is new altogether because these songs were just recorded in a studio. I never played them live with a band. I never
okay.
played them with anybody.
Right,
So
right.
to just start jamming with anybody on them, put the different spin on
Sure.
it, and so I wouldn't say it takes anything away from me. It gives me more chance to just focus on my guitar and focus on singing.
Right, right.
You know, because I got
But
good
the-
musicians backing me up
Right.
that I don't have to worry about. And
But you know, there are. He does have a vision of the way things should go. I mean, there's, you know, it's not a lot, but often, you know, he'll remind me, stop stepping on that.
Oh, really?
You know,
yeah, yeah.
You know, it's not lead bass, Tim. I hear that a lot.
Oh, really?
I hear that a lot. Yeah. You know, and in the studio too, it's certain things that Pete asked me to, you know, don't play that. Just ride the roots
Right,
in that
right.
part, and it's like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I'll still do them live.
Sometimes less
Things
is
like that.
more.
Yeah,
and I know
exactly.
as a bass player, I know how that is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I mean, he has a vision of it, whereas my vision might not necessarily be what his vision is.
Yeah.
But it's not really an issue.
no,
Yeah,
it really
it's
isn't.
not. It's
It really
yeah.
isn't.
We don't have that issue.
I mean, you guys have worked together for so long. I mean, how
For
long
fucking
have
years.
I was
don't
going to
know.
say, how long have you
6
guys worked together? Yeah.
6 years in January.
Really?
I've been
Yeah.
with Red Right Hand for 6 years.
Yeah.
I started out playing
Pete
bass
and
for
I
them.
have known each other for
Oh,
about
really?
10
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Right. 12
years.
Yeah. And
So-
we've done recording projects and things like that together, but I think the Red Right Hand thing was the first thing that
we did together.
we did together,
Sure,
and that
sure.
was like 24/7.
Yeah.
There were things
Yeah.
where he would be recording an album for someone else. He's just recording it. Someone else is going in and playing, and they'd ask me to come in and play with them. So I'd be on the album with them. Tim's
Right.
recording the album, but Red Right Hand is the first thing me and Tim have actually done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yeah, things
We've
like
been doing
that. Yeah.
6 years, still
Yeah.
going. You know, we got another band going.
And how do we find Pete DiMaggio and Kit Nibble online?
You have to ask us these questions. You're
I
making
know
us think.
it's like I could spell
What is
my
your
name.
agenda?
I can spell my name, and then everybody can stop and rewind it and go get a pen and a
Right,
pencil.
right.
But the best way to do it is to go to redrighthand.com. You can go to MySpace from there, and I'm in the top friends.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
That's the best way to get to Pete DiMaggio.
And of course, there's also screamingferret.com.
Right.
Screaming
The
Fright
same
Records.
thing. You can get there from there too,
Yep.
as well as MetroCityRecords.com.
Excellent.
You
Very
can
good.
get to Red Right Hand, to all the
Sure.
most of the Ferret bands from there too.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yep.
And as we get ready to wrap up, anything you want to tell us about Screaming Ferret Records and what's going on with the label and any new releases coming up that you
Well,
want to talk
for
about?
the new Red Right Hand release, there'll be a new Malaya Rage release both
Oh.
in July.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And then from there we'll see what happens. There'll be much more. There's new cool things that we're pretty excited happening, and it's we're going to have a lot more control.
Yep.
A lot more control than what we've had in the past.
Good.
Kind of sick and tired of the last 8 years of the way things went down, and it's like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves.
From an
now.
industry standpoint.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Fuck this industry.
From a failing industry.
From a failing
Right,
industry
right.
standpoint.
Why
Yeah.
play by the rules when...
my advice
Yeah.
for up and coming bands: don't do it. Don't,
Really? Yeah. For
don't
real?
do it. Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Wow.
And, unless you don't expect to anything. If you consider a glorified hobby, that's cool. If you think you're going to be a rock star, well, then you better move to New York, L.A., or Nashville.
Right.
Because it ain't going to happen here in New Hampshire.
Right.
The days of like Godsmack are over. The way that
Yeah.
happened. It's too different an industry now.
Right.
I really shouldn't say that. I really shouldn't say that. Anything's possible.
Sure,
We all know
anything's
that. We all
Yeah.
know that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But when Ferret started in 2000, almost 10 years ago, the industry was a completely different animal
Yep.
than what it is now.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. Granted, we've been doing it for 10 years, and that makes it real easy for us because doors are already open for us to do a lot of our own
Right.
things.
Right.
But
If you were to start now.
Get in the
Right.
game now?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
forget it.
Yeah.
Forget. If it's just like I said, my just don't do it.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to be a local musician and you enjoy playing,
Sure.
then cool. If other than that, good luck, my friend.
Right,
Good luck,
right.
my friend. I mean, we were looking because we get the trade stuff. Me and Pete
Yeah.
were looking at like all the bands that got dropped like 2 weeks ago from Heavy Lenny, one of the radio promotion guys. This guy's like responsible for breaking bands back in the 80s and 90s, like Poison and all
Sure.
this shit. And he's got this newsletter out, and bands like the Counting Crows, their label dropped them. They put like
I didn't know that.
they put like this. They word it really nice. The following artists now have control of their masters and are looking. Yeah, and they
wish
say
them well
real
in their
politely,
endeavors.
and there was a bunch of other names where like you're kidding.
That's not a hidden agenda. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
what-
getting
and
fired
can
and
you
saying, I
imagine
now
that
have
when
control of my
when the
resume.
Counting
Yeah.
Crows aren't selling records, that their major label just says, "Get the fuck out of here."
Right. Right. Wow. No, the business is changing. Yeah. Yeah.
And whoever figures out how to harness it, man, is going to be the next god.
Absolutely.
If that's the thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I say bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it on, and I don't care how over the top it is.
The new
Right,
term
right.
is climb the
Okay.
rubble. Climb
Yeah,
the rubble
climb
of
the-
the broken
And
music
then my,
industry.
like
my,
that.
my new saying is, "Come and get me."
Yeah.
Come and get me. Fuck you.
What'd you say last night? Impress me.
Yeah, impress
You're
me.
putting me in jail.
What
Impress
are you gonna
me.
do? Throw me in jail? Impress me. Impress me. Do something different.
All right. We got to lock up. I'm getting the high sign from Hammer. So, well, let's leave with another Red Right Hand tune.
What do you want to play, brother? I don't care.
How about plotting your death?
Plotting your death. Well, don't. Yeah.
How-
Let's go. Do
or
we
should
want
we
to
do
play
something
something
else?
that Hammer doesn't normally play?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't care.
We can do that. You want to go with that one?
Yeah, I'm cool
All right,
with that.
plotting
Or
your death.
whatever. Yeah.
From Red Right Hand. Guys, thanks very much for being here. It's always a pleasure to talk to you
Anytime.
guys.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Tim
Anytime.
Kukas and Pete DiMaggio from Red Right Hand and Screaming Ferret Records, and Pete DiMaggio and Kit Nibble and whatever other projects we didn't get to this week.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Wait till Force Driven starts happening. The Force Driven recordings. I meant to play you guys some of that shit last
yeah,
night.
Yeah.
And in the future, I'll be getting back together with a couple of my other bands
Yeah.
that we haven't been playing in years.
Cool. Yeah, it's
So
good to
there'll
be
more
busy.
projects to talk about.
It's good to be busy. Absolutely. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. And we're going to leave with Plotting Your Death from Red Right Hand on the Hidden Track on RageRockRadio.com. See you next week.
Cool.
RageRockRadio.com,
American Metal Radio.
the heaviest place on the internet.